This is the scary part because there's no going back, and if we screw this up, we gotta start again. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Clement Customs, and today I'm actually pretty stoked because we're gonna use where Vincent's 58 Beetle was. We're actually gonna bring my 52 split window in the shop. It is go time on that car, and I need it ready for summer 2026. Tay and I are gonna do a little bit of shuffle outside, weasel the 52 in here, and I'll explain to you guys what I've done to that car. Tay and I made a video way back when we first started this channel, and I explained a bunch about the car, but for all you new viewers, I wanna show you what we have done to it and what our game plan is on this build.
I like the sound of that.
Cool.
It's time to see if my bus starts.
Yeah, I guess we gotta move Tay's Dormobile out of the way because my 52 is hidden behind there. Oh, there's about a 50-50 chance this is
This thing's gonna start up first crank.
I don't know about that.
How long has it been?
I'm not good with numbers. Oh, she's been so neglected back here. But don't worry, you're gonna go back in the warm shop. Wow, it's quite dark back here. But let's get the 52 in some daylight so you guys can actually see it.
Just that easy.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I'm turning.
Power steering.
Yeah, power steering, bro.
That wasn't too bad.
No.
Look at that beautiful car there.
You mean the one I'm pushing in, right?
No, this one right here.
I don't know.
Oh, I'm not in the shop. It looks unnatural now.
Well, I don't like the stance of this.
Oh, let's get her down
Also,
first.
before people ask, these are not the wheels that are going on the car.
No.
And the back.
It looks a lot cooler lowering down when you're not in the way.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. We'll forgive you.
I was excited. Okay, well, I'm gonna spend probably the next 40 minutes cleaning this out, which I won't show you, so next time you'll see it, it'll look a lot prettier than this. I spent the last hour cleaning the 52. It's not, it's not the cleanest, but it's a lot cleaner than when it came in here. Let me take you guys around my 1952 split window Beetle and show you guys what I have done to get it to this point. Actually, before I show you what I have done to modify this car, I will show you a couple of my favorite things about a split window Beetle of this era. So as you guys know, you can either get a Zwitter, which is a Canadian version of a split window, which was the very first year of that was actually 53, where this is a 52, which has a different dash. The Zwitter has an oval style dash, where this is my favorite dash Volkswagen ever put out, and I've loved it as a kid. For all you Volkswagen guys, you know this dash. It is by far my favorite in the sense that you have a glove box for the passenger and the driver, your speedo, and either a blank plate or your clock. Or a radio, actually, if you are rich. I would love to have a radio in that position, but those are a buttload of money. So I cannot afford that. So for any of you guys that are not Volkswagen nerds and know a lot about split window Beetles, they got semaphores. So these come out, these are your turn signals. It's a switch on the dash actually to go left or right. It is a push button car, so the push button is down below here with a key ignition right there. And it is also a crotch cooler, so these flaps open up and you have airflow that come in through here. And what their goal is to cool your crotch, pretty self-explanatory. Those are a couple of the key features of a split window Beetle of this era that I really do like. And most people do just love the split window in the back. All right, so for anyone that did not see the very first Clement Customs episode that came out at the beginning of 2025, this will be all about you. If you guys have seen the very first video of 2025 Clement Customs, you've probably seen the video of me walking around this, so you can probably skip a little bit farther ahead. Let me show you guys what I've done to modify this 52 Beetle. Just so you guys all know, this car still needs love. So this isn't the final form in the sense of bodywork or paint or even colors of parts. Like you guys can probably see here, the front beam is a little bit rusty and needs a new paint job because I was still in the middle of building this car. So let's start off from the front, we'll work our way to the back. We got a LIMEBUG 6-inch narrowed front beam with the gold top LIMEBUG air shocks. We are running also a CSP front disc brake kit that is 0 offset, so which is a game changer because what I am trying to do is run this car as low as possible and still run massive wheels. We will get to the wheels in a second, but that was the main goal. The next issue, because I'm running massive wheels, I had a problem with my wheel actually hitting my headlight bucket. So to resolve that, you either message Cage66 on Instagram and he'll actually build you longer arms to go out so your wheels do not hit the headlight bucket and also center your wheel in your fender better. Or you can go my route, what I did. I actually cut the front of the pan and shortened it 1.5 inches and actually brought the beam back closer to the body so everything went farther back. Now, with doing so, your beam is not actually gonna line up properly. And as you guys can tell, it doesn't sit in the right position. But that is the front that I modified to make these massive wheels fit on this car. Next, let's talk about the wheels. As you guys can probably tell, these are not gonna be the wheels I'm fitting on this car. These are some stock wheels off Tay's old split window bus. I purchased, right after I bought this car, my dream wheels as a young kid. I fell in love with them. I saw them at a car in Seattle and thought they were the coolest wheels. And since I was probably 13, 14 years old, always wanted them. And they were either 1, hard to get, or 2, a crap load of money. So now I have big boy money and I messaged a guy over in the East Coast somewhere in the States and he had a set of 17 by 7-inch escrow wheels. I'll pop a photo right here so you guys actually understand what they look like. These are actually Sears used to sell these wheels way back in the day, and there's been a couple other guys over the years have made a couple different sets that look like these as those Randar wheels. But I've always loved these wheels and them being 17s. And as most of you guys know, on these Volkswagens, trying to fit 17 by 7-inch wheels all the way around and also lay pan is pretty much next to impossible. Tay and I are always up for the challenge, and that's what we had to make happen. All right, so on to the interior of the 52. So there hasn't been too much that I've done other than I flat panned it. So basically what that means is this area actually sinks down for your rear passenger's footwell, and laying as low as I can, I actually bottomed out on that point. So I've cut all out here, and I don't remember what size metal I put in here, but it was thicker stuff that won't warp or make some noise, so it actually will hold. And I flat panned this side and this side, so that is not the point that I'll hit. We're gonna get to the back, which was probably the biggest pain in the ass to do, but in my eyes, was well worth it, which is a torsion raise. What I did in the back is basically a slight body drop, you could say. I did a 1.5 inch torsion raise. So I cut the pan about roughly around here and I raised the whole rear torsion, including your transmission and motor of course, 1.5 inches higher. And in doing so, I had to cut the entire floor out of this and raise it 1.5 inches to clear the transmission and rear LIMEBUG air ride setup. Now, this is not my final form, as you guys can tell. The stitching and welding is not the greatest, but I had to build some custom tubs a little bit higher and also do some square tubing along here that still needs to be finished, of course. But this has all been raised 1.5 inches. It has been tubbed, all to fit those damn 17 by 7-inch wheels and still lay the pan on the ground. It was a huge pain in the ass, but it was well worth it. So I'll post a couple photos in the corner right about here of me cutting this and what it looked like with building a new plate to remount the rear torsion so you guys can kind of understand it. Unfortunately, when I was building this car, it was right before Clement Kustoms actually became a thing, so I never got to film any of it. And last but not least is the rear. I've owned, actually, this 58 Beetle that was on full air ride, and the biggest pain in the ass with these Beetles of Tay and I were pulling these motors in and out. We hated it. We finally went, hey, we're gonna try our own route. A lot of guys do this, but we did a little bit differently, and I don't know how great it's gonna work out, but that's how you test stuff. So Tay and I actually made the whole rear apron, which is right about here, fully removable off the car, so you could just literally drop the engine a little bit and slide her out. A lot of guys do these with their cars, or you see them in race cars, and people have said...
NSUs.
Or NSUs, yeah, NSUs do them too. I did it first though.
Yeah, you do it.
Yeah. So, Game changer. As you guys know, anyone that's pulled an engine, it's worth it. The whole goal is I will hold this video right now, and you guys all that are watching can hold me to it. 2026 summer, you're gonna see these two faces in that car, smiling ear to ear, grinning with the Safari wide open, going, we frickin' did it. All right, so now that you've seen everything that I've done to the car from past Jake, I guess you could say, let's focus on what we're doing right now on this girl. So before we actually dive into my whole air ride setup that I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do some bulkheads, airlines, get some everything, because I'm going with a hardline system. Tay and I have never done hardlines in a car, so you guys are gonna hopefully stick around to watch this video of us probably getting mad at bending these hard lines. But that's gonna be the goal of this video, is getting all the hard lines sorted and bulkhead fittings in to this vehicle, so that when it's painted and comes back, I can just slam all my hard lines in, put my cradle in, compressors, tank, and all that, and it's easy to go. Before we get into that, let's talk about my front suspension and what I'm doing to it right now. As you guys can tell, I have the beam taken apart. So this 6-inch narrow LIMEBUG beam is actually a full bolt-up beam, you could say. So the side arms here are a full bolt-on. So you got basically 3 pieces when you build this beam. You have the center where all your springs sit through, and then the side mounts where your shock tower is, basically. I guess the shock tower is removable is what you could say. The nice thing with these 6-inch narrow beams, they actually become notched, so they come around the body, because if you did not have the notch, you'd be hitting the body, as you can see. So I've modified these shock towers a little bit to actually extend 2 inches taller than LIMEBUG sells them, because I wanted to get as low as possible and have this sit on the ground. Had to do a little bit of modifications. Didn't paint these very well when I first built them, so I just gave her a nice coat of paint, as well as I've painted the arms with our shock relocators. That is a must when you do these air ride setups with these air shocks, and I'm running those gold top air shocks from LIMEBUG. Let's bolt all these girls back up, put my front end apart, then we can lay this car back on the ground, and then we can focus on getting our tank, compressors, and our airlift 3P management setup all in the front of the car. All right, driver's side done. Now to jump to the passenger side. And just for reference, when I pulled the car out, this is what it looked like. As you could tell, I did not do a very good paint job on these 3 components. I was probably in a rush, just excited to get my bus in here for summertime, and I just went and threw the car out in the overhang there. That's what that side used to look like. So I'm gonna, off camera, take these off, take this shock tower off, give her a scuff, primer, paint. Next time you see me, these will be on this side, all nice and sexy. All right, and just like that, the passenger side shock tower is fully painted, and our 2 arms are nicely painted as well. Next is the air ride. So what we're gonna actually do is we're gonna mock up the LIMEBUG air cradle that I have. I had to customize it a little bit because they're not made for a gas tank this size, because in a 52 gas tank, it's quite raised. These cradles are made for like the 58 to like 62 era. My gas tank is just one giant rectangle and it's super high. So I had to move the cradle a bit back. I had to build some tabs for the girl just so it could get closer to the dash. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pop the cradle in, throw the tank on, the 2 compressors, and my airlift 3P management, and we're gonna start mocking some stuff up and kind of go from there. I'm gonna go pick up those parts, and it'll probably be a new day once I get to that. So see you in a couple days. It's a new day, and my parts have arrived. So let me show you kind of what I've gotten and my game plan to do the air ride for the 52. I've laid out everything so it looks a little bit prettier, but we have all our bulkhead fittings. We have some straight hardline connectors and also some 90s. We have some couplings that will do soft line in, hard line out, some 90s that do soft line, and some straights that do soft line, and also our water trap. We also have my airlift 3P management that does soft line only. So this is my biggest issue that I'm having right now, is if you guys didn't know, I want to use 3/8 stainless hard lines. It just looks a lot prettier. It's gonna be a pain in the ass to do, but you guys get to sit back and watch me and Tay swear at this car multiple times trying to bend it and make it look sexy. The main problem I'm having is my airlift 3P management is the first edition, which allows only soft lines into this. And usually you can actually take these parts out and change them to hard lines. But being the first version, you can't change them out. Went to a company known as New Line here in Victoria, and they actually found me some stainless couplers that basically allow hard line on one side and soft line on the other side. Game changer, because I'm basically just gonna go a little bit of soft line and then coupler, and then I can do the hard line all the way out. And then I don't have to spend $2,500 on a new management, even though I would really like one. So Airlift Performance, if you're seeing this, please sponsor me and Taylor. And we also have our 4-gallon air tank as well. So let me show you the 52. I've done a couple things since the last video you guys just saw and give you kind of the idea. I have put the early ribbed bumpers on the girl, and this is probably the first time you guys are seeing this. I have the 17 by 7 inch plus 42 offset Esker wheels, which look meaty on this girl. I don't know if you guys can see over video, but they are chonky, but they do fit with lots of modifications Tay and I had to do. Just previously, I did talk about the cradle that holds all my air management and my tanks and my compressors and everything, and this is it. Let's mock up everything right now. Let's throw the tank management, everything, and let's figure out how we're gonna do some stainless bulkhead fittings through here on each side to get to our air shocks back there. To figure exactly where these want to be sitting on our inner fender. Right, we're gonna plug one probably somewhere about there, and also vice versa on this side. Now the reason I have our 17-inch wheels on the car right now is because I'm concerned of when I turn, these might hit these. So we gotta test fit a couple things to make sure our wheels don't hit this, and then we can drill these in. My biggest concern, we gotta go on the inside here. So we now know where we may hit, and I'll make a mark of that, and then we could drill out that stainless bulkhead fitting. Bingo. So that bulkhead fitting is just placed in there, and then basically, this is the game plan. Once that tightens, it'll be a bit nicer. It's gonna sit somewhere along there, and our airline will come along this way, and we'll feed this one air shock. All right, let's get to the other side. Nice snug fit, just the way we like it. So there's our first 2 bulkhead fittings in the car. One on that side, one on that side, and then now we can work on our stainless lines. I'm gonna work on the 2 bulkhead fittings that are gonna sit under the air cradle that will actually connect to the hard lines that are gonna go all the way to the back airbags. So my game plan is basically gonna put them underneath this cradle somewhere around here and here, but I'm gonna do them center. They're gonna come underneath the tank, do a 180 and 90 into those bulkhead fittings. One's gonna sit about there, and the other one's gonna sit about there. And the airlines are gonna come through, down, I'm gonna curve them, and I'm gonna run them along the tunnel right on the side, fully exposed through, and we'll do our bulkhead fittings through there. That's my kind of goal, is I wanted to show an exposed stainless 3/8 lines, you know, 2 of them, and make them look nice. I'm gonna mark out my 2 holes where I want these bulkheads to be drilled, drill them, and probably call it a night after that and come in here tomorrow. Those are gonna go somewhere like that. Let's see what we're gonna do on the inside. So, that's basically what it's gonna look like down here, which you're seeing a lot of it right now, like it's very like right in your face, but realistically, you're not gonna be really looking at that at all. You're gonna be looking at the dash and the outside of the car. You know, whoever's sitting here, ooh, also, shouldn't be showing this. I have picked out the paint for the 52. If you've gotten this far in this video, congratulations, you now know there is a color picked for the 52. And I'm not gonna tell you till I'm over at Tom's when I paint this girl in the next episode, maybe 2 or 3. So that's coming up. So whoever's actually sitting here is the only one that's ever actually really gonna see much of this line, so it's no big deal. But I'm gonna basically shoot them in at that angle. Being stainless, it looks a lot sexier, but the price tag is just brutal. I'm probably close to around $600–700 into fittings now of all these bulkheads with 90s and straights. There's a couple more that you guys haven't seen yet. pretty happy with how that turned out. It's getting a little late, and I need to get some sleep, and we'll get on that. And then hopefully tomorrow will be in the hard lines is the goal. I'm calling it a night. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, new day, back on the 52. Let's show you what the game plan is for these two rear bulkheads. So I'm building a little bracket that's gonna sit roughly about there. And then these two bulkhead fittings are gonna sit there and there. Tay's over there setting up a little rig for me to use the Cut 55 Pro.
Since we have nothing to clamp this down to on the bench.
And we're gonna basically trace that out on some 1/4" steel and plasma cut it out, and then use the drill press and drill out some big holes. Freehand, it's not actually bad. It's pretty good straight cuts. Look at that, huh? Huh? That was better than Taylor. I took that 1/4" plate of steel, and off camera, I drilled my 2 holes for my bulkhead fittings, and also just welded it to the pan here. And then it's a nice little support for my back seat bar as well. I think it's now time for Taylor and I to try and do these hard lines. I now have my fuel tank from Tom's house, and I just wanted to make sure everything fit nicely. So everything's bolted up, and it's like in there. And then I think it's go time, bro.
I think it's time.
So, yeah, here we go. Which one do you want to do first?
The hardest one.
That's probably up here.
Let's do it.
So, like I said, Tay and I are gonna attempt going from here, underneath, around, and one's gonna go this way to here, and then this way to there. So,
I'm in.
let's do it. Tay and I are just gonna wing it. So, we've just taped around the tank, and like I said, I wanna go around it. So, we shoved our pipe through here, and we're gonna give her a bend around the tank.
We're not gonna make it very
No, we're not gonna make it very far, but let's
see if it goes
do it.
anywhere.
Oh yeah.
All right, well, we got about 10 degrees.
Yeah. Let's try this.
It's actually working, eh?
Yeah. It's like we know what we're doing. It's close to that bend.
Good start.
Yeah. If we can get that a little bit more flat, Tay.
Yep.
And then now the hard part is to do that 90 that way, and then 45, and then to there. But it's working.
I know it looks awkward, but I'm filming it anyways.
It's okay. It feels awkward, and I bet it looks really awkward. Hard lines. Oh, here we go. So that, got our clean cut. Yeah, that's our connection. Look at that, dude. That looks slick.
That'd be good.
Look at that. It's like we know what we're doing.
I was thinking you have like Jesus' fucking staff with you right now.
I'm Mary Bo Peep. We got it out from underneath the tank here, and now we've marked it, and we got to kick our 90 with our bender over this way, basically, and that will go this way and then around. So let's pray. Here we go. Let's see.
Jake's shaking. Jake hasn't used his muscles.
About there.
Looking good. Pretty close.
Pretty good. I'm impressed with that. Okay, that's in. That's roughly, yeah.
Pretty close.
It will be close, but we just need to get that a little bit tighter.
Yep.
And then that will kick us that way. And we'll basically, I think we'll do 90s. 90s are probably the easiest way. So we threw everything back in the car because now is that nitty gritty, not the most ideal scenarios because we got to connect to this bulkhead fitting. So Tay and I off camera had a couple discussions, and we're gonna take basically at this point where the strap is on this tank, we're gonna bend it at a 45, bring it down to about here, and then kick it about 80 degrees, 90 degrees almost, and bring it straight into here. So it's gonna drop here and come that way. This is the scary part because there's no going back, and if we screw this up, we gotta start again.
Make sure you're straight. Yep.
And we are going downwards.
Hold roller just right facing right.
We're just gonna come down.
Any advice how to do this not so awkwardly, we'll take it. I usually use plastic lines that just bend on their own, you know?
I like making it really difficult.
I don't build show cars, I build fun cars. Jake's trying to
I build
this.
fun cars and show cars. Well, realistically, that's where we're gonna want
That'll
to
get us to here. I think that'll be a good bend.
Yeah, I think so too.
Give us a 45.
Okay.
Or 90, all the way. Yeah, because we're going straight now.
We're going straight. About there.
Okay. That's gonna be pretty close.
It is gonna be close.
Yeah. So by our measurements, this shouldn't fit.
Should.
Not.
No, shouldn't. It should be an inch too long.
So let's see.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna be pretty freaking good.
That's golden. Dude, Tay, that looks wicked.
It's gonna be good. They don't ask how it's done. You know? As long as it looks good afterwards.
Unfortunately, we have footage showing how we did do it.
Okay. We do that right here.
Yeah.
Let's cut it. Let's cut it.
Pretty impressive. That goes into there, like that. That slides in, and then
Oh my gosh.
when we crank that on.
Holy smokes, look at that. How do you feel about that, buddy?
Dude.
Jake's had anxiety for the past 6 years about doing this.
Yeah,
so
I was pooping my pants.
Yeah,
Thinking
so-
about this idea. But look at
that
that.
looks pretty good.
That looks wicked, Tay. First time doing hard lines, and that's how it came out?
It's pretty good. But you know what's going to be the hard part?
This side.
Duplicating.
Yes. And making it look symmetrical, because we're going to basically want this to be coming out right about roughly here. But our port is on this side here, so we're going to have to bend behind the tank, come up over, and make it look symmetrical. Well, let's stop talking about it and friggin' do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, we have something special. We have special. Ladies.
I think Tay and I just did our last bend on this piece. We didn't want to show everything on camera because we showed it the first time. Oh, Tay.
Looks pretty good.
That looks pretty
Let me
good.
get the back shot. Not bad, eh?
Nope.
Might have a little small tweaks, but
Yeah.
it's looking pretty good
Honestly, I'm going to take that.
for our first go.
Yeah. All right, well, let's throw it in the car, I guess, and see how she looks.
Cut this one.
Oh, yeah, let's cut this first.
to our
and then
13 or 14 or whatever we want to do it.
Yeah. That was impressive. Go your way, small hole.
I think that's my spot.
So Tay and I just spent, 20 minutes or so tweaking a couple things, but there you guys go. That is the hard lines all dialed up front. That obviously goes to our front air shocks. That was kind of the hardest part that we needed to do. So off camera, I just don't want to show you guys everything because it's kind of boring over time. I did the little U horseshoe bends, you want to call them. Those are gonna fit into here. And go bink, bink, and then bink, bink. So I just duplicated 2 of them. Those are gonna go from the management out front, come around, and go into those. And now I guess our next thing is going from here down all the way to those. Massive shout out to T Swift for helping me out with this because I was pissing my pants, not gonna lie. So pretty stoked with how all that turned out. Tay and I are now doing the inside car.
That's 9 inches.
That's 9 inches. You want me to?
Yeah,
I know you're not used to probably 9 inches, but
That just looks so small. Cool.
9 inches.
Okay. I've been lying. I've been lying to people.
Might have been a little bit much, but
What up?
can bend it back.
Looks good to me.
Tighten that up. Oh yeah. So that'll be one. That looks pretty slick. You want me to show them on this side so you can actually see it?
You know what? Here.
Nice to meet you. There's the first one. Tay decided it'd be a good idea to do a little kick at the top here. To go straight, which I definitely dig. Comes down, and we're gonna basically mimic the same along here, and it's gonna come on the right side of this, and then it's gonna come below this. and sit here. I have some hose separator clamps that are a nice little black anodized color, and we're gonna actually clamp them together, and then here we'll have to split off a little bit wider because the clamps are not that wide. And then soft lines out. Tay and I are happy with how that is associated, but the problem is,
Yes.
this is the only length we have left.
Yes.
So what Tay and I have discussed is I have an actual coupling, and what I'm gonna do is get all these curves for my second one, put a coupling here, and I have another piece right there, and we're gonna finish it off. So what we're gonna actually do is just make a temporary bend, so then when I get more of this 3/8 stainless line, we can already have the pre-bends and know exactly what we need to get to and have a full new length. Let's, I guess, build this new piece and this piece,
Yep.
and the one Tay's playing with. You guys see me bend enough 3/8 stainless today, so I did it all off camera. So let me show you guys what we're cooking with here. So that is our bend out. Our second one comes along. There's the coupling I discussed that we are gonna change that after, and then comes to my 2 ports. I will be changing these bulkhead fittings to stainless and get rid of that yellow color, because these are those separators I was talking about, and it's really nice and clean, so then it keeps this gap the exact same all the way along. Just literally like a little $15 item off Amazon, and it does the trick. That is the inside fully exposed 3/8 stainless hardlines that I had envisioned for a year now owning this car, and it's now actually become a reality. Pretty stoked on how this all came out. So there's a couple more lines I do have to do, but I'm not gonna bore you guys to death on them. I do have to do our exit, or sorry, our entry, which is gonna come around to our water drop there, and we also have the exit that'll just come around here and probably just dump somewhere around my feet there. So I am also missing a couple of these couplings that go from soft line to hard line. They're still on back order, so I do not have them here, so I can't fully finish this. And I'm not gonna crimp all these down yet, because I'm gonna do that once the car's fully painted and done, and we finally put this in for good. I think that's gonna be it. The airlines are all bent, and I'm extremely happy with that, how that turned out. I wanna wish you guys all a Merry Christmas, because Christmas, I guess, will be in a couple days now. Tay and I appreciate all you guys hanging out and checking us out on the channel. Lots of NSU still coming, and there's gonna be a lot more 52 split coming. And then I think there might be a little bit of foreshadowing. There might be a January 1st video, because that is our official 1 year of Clement Customs, and we just wanna shout out to everyone and thank all our supporters. I'm gonna leave you guys at that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and we're gonna see you guys on the next episode.